like a squat, like every like a
What a way to start the recording. All right, everybody. We are the 865 Knife Knox. This is our key staff meeting. I'm really excited for this time of year just because of what we really get to start moving into. We go from everybody's been at school. Hey, if I do 5 demos a week, like that would be amazing. If I can do 10 demos a week, that'd be amazing, to where like 10 demos is like cake at a time where there's no other conflicts. And so my favorite schedule to run is 5 days of demos, and then you have 5 days off, right? Do the 5-5, enjoy 5. That's what I like to call it. So as we go into today's key staff meeting, a quote that came from Buy Back Your Time that I've kind of revitalized for my personal quoting ability. Your greatness should not be hidden to appease the insecurities of others.
You should have put your name at the bottom of the quote.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. That said, when it comes down to it, I feel like there's one thing that a lot of people struggle with, and it's just accepting who they are and being unapologetically who they are, right? And it's one of those things where once you figure this part out, it allows you to move through life unashamed, unabridged, like you can truly accomplish anything you put your mind to. So for today's agenda, we're going to talk about our mission like we do every single time, because if you want to have it happen, you got to talk about it happening, you got to believe it's going to happen. Talk about our staff opportunities, do a CPR check. Today we're going to do the close. Let's see how people are doing. I have 2 talks that I want to talk about today. One is just discipline, feelings versus facts is what I decided to call it. Just straight one slide, nothing on it. I'm just talking, right? But take a lot of notes on it, because I feel like this was just something that was laid upon my heart to talk about, that I've been learning through 75 Hard. And I'm really excited just to be able to share with y'all. And then closing like a professional. I heard a talk earlier from a CSP. It was like a 3-minute clip on Facebook that was dropped. But it was really cool just to see the mentality that he had approached it with. And so I want to talk about that, and then making sure that we're closing good on our appointments, which is also why the CPR check is the close today. And then from there, personal slides update if we have time. So I think we will have time. We'll probably be done in 30 minutes today. That way you'll have time for phone calls. So when it comes to our mission, we're going to do $1 million this year. And what's really cool about it is it's been something I was talking to Jacob, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago at this point, where I've talked about $1 million a year the past 3 years. I wanted to be $1 million first full year office. I wanted to be $1 million first year as a veteran office, right? And back then it was truly a thing where it was far-fetched. It was a shoot for the stars, try to land on the sun goal, right? And we ended up landing on the moon. So again, that philosophy still lays into a fact that shoot for the stars, you'll at least land on the moon, and that's still accomplished. But when it comes to like what we're going to achieve this year, $1 million is going to happen. We have some hot shots joining the team, and honestly, like I've said it numerous times, I don't care which half of the people that we have set for training show, like all of them are awesome. And so I'm really excited for our first training seminar this next week. But when it comes to doing $1 million, it is not just going to happen. It's going to take consistent effort. It's going to take a lot of fun in doing what we do. And we're going to have a lot of fun outside of what we do because of it. So this is your chance, right? You get to decide if you're going to use this as a launch pad to accomplish future milestones. You're going to use this summer to lay the foundation to get to know Parker and be on his radar for a branch manager next summer. We want to fully develop our division this next year. And I truly believe that we have what it takes in our office to staff all of East Tennessee, some of Middle Tennessee, and maybe even have some branch managers that go into Kentucky, Ohio, because we're just that growth oriented. We have that many people growing into the roles that can take on those roles. So lead it, use it, like be great at what we do here. And if you truly take ownership in what we do and get great at it, Alex Hermosi says that it's very hard to do something for 10 years, 20 years of just focusing on that one thing and not be great at it. What's really cool about what we do, it's really hard to be consistent for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and not be great at what we do, because it's not that hard, right? It just takes the repetitions. So our staff is cut down. As I say, every single week in training, it takes 1,000 CPO effort weekly. And if you're not showing up consistently, first off, this meeting is not an option if you're on key staff. But if you're also not hitting the goals, it's not going to be something where I keep you on my key staff just because I like having people on. No, I want people that I want to work with, that are driven, that are consistent. And so, recognizing Mr. Ben Lorton, who is on his way here right now from his other job, 4202 CPO, Mr. Jed Bull, officially, one clap on three, 1, 2, 3. Very good. Over $10,000 in sales. Really excited to watch you earn it. Your nice 30% commission, Mr. Bull, when you drop that first set and you just, oh my God, you lose it, right? It's so different selling a set at 30%. Molly can attest this as her appointment with the Loy law firm. I won't say their name because I don't want them being on my advertisement or anything like that. Olivia McClintock edging right under 10K. She's almost there. That said, being able to open a branch office this year, just because of her experience from last year and what she's done throughout the school year, being able to communicate with Parker. Mr. Cadeland Festi, who has some other arrangements. He's actually driving back to Nashville tonight. So, Cade, 24 hours, shoot me your notes from the recording. I know that you're driving to Nashville right now. And then Mr. Zach Wallace, who I definitely need to update his CPO because he is officially over 6K. Very eagerly approaching the way to get to his 10K as well. So when it comes to our staff, I enjoy who we have. That's why I cut it down to rebuild it, right? This week, I'll go ahead and tell y'all, I want to add Maddie to our key staff. I feel like she's been doing really well, already over $900 for the week. I'm really proud of her consistency and the fact that she doesn't have an actual school schedule right now. She just runs her salon job. Like, it allows her to really set a schedule and work well with us too. But when it comes to the positions that we have available, I can say for certain that my sales manager roles are filled for the summer. But I do have some assistant manager roles where you get to help out in the office, get to help us book people for interviews and really learn recruiting. I'm really excited for this role and what the development's going to look like as we have sales managers, as we have Zach laying the foundation for what it is to be consistent in sales. This is where you learn how to run the business and how you earn the promotions to branch manager and beyond. A branch manager is being your own boss for the entire summertime. You get $8,500 from the company. You get to move to a territory, be your own adult, not have a clue about the territory, but learn all about it and learn what is the best private school, what's the best public school, what's up, Mr. Franklin, and being able to have on your resume that you've run your own business for the entire summer. That stands out. Whether you're going for medical school, law school, you're just graduating with your undergrad degree, like, it does not matter what you do for any job you're going into. There's branch managers that only branch that get really good paying jobs because of that experience. Because once you run a business, you can handle one facet of any business that you step into. The next level is district manager. This is where you're year-round office. We get 23 plus bonuses a year that are very, very nice. I actually just got, I love how they take care of us. Jeff Bry from the region sent us, this is actually another passport holder. So I'm using it since I already have a passport holder that I bought matching my wife's as a little notebook carrier. So I keep my notes in it, keep extra business cards in it. And it's my little, oh, I'm going to a professional meeting, but don't want to carry a big binder book. That's what it is. He also sent us another bag tag. So I'll be using that on my next trip. When we take our cruise, we go to San Diego and everywhere else we go. But it's honestly a career in helping develop and coach people. And I find that people that want to be teachers, it's a great fit. People that love sales, it's a great fit. Like, there's a lot of different aspects for how we get to run our business that allows us to be our own boss and how we want to. And then lastly is the Cutco sales professional role. This is where you get to master the sales. This is where, like the video that I heard earlier, you learn how to take somebody from a homemaker set to an ultimate set to then closing a full Cutco kitchen on an appointment. And I'm going to talk about that later on. So CPR check. I know that you're driving, Zach. We've been over this before. Jed, I know that you know it. Molly, you are up. Let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. Take it from there.
First of all, you're going to have the right tool for the right job. And, with sets, with Cutco, you're going to be supporting an American company that's going to last forever too. And this will be the last set of knives you ever buy. With sets come with a wooden block, sets come with 3 trays, and you get a lot of bonuses added in with sets as well. And with sets as well, you also know you're going to have the right tool for the right job. And I don't know, Miss Jones, have you ever had the chance to price line fine cutlery before?
Nope. I'm going to stop you there. Okay. You need to practice it, right?
Yeah.
Especially as sales manager. It's nice that it's just us here right now. Mm-hmm. But next week, 2 weeks from now, I should say, when we have all of these new reps in training coming into the key staff, when somebody crushes the first weekend, and I'm like, all right, cool, you killed it. Come to key staff, and I call on you again. You got to have it down, right? Jed, let me hear yours.
Well, let's review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You'll always have a sharp American-made knife that is comfortable, safe, and sanitary, and is guaranteed to last forever. So it'll be the last set of knives you ever buy. Now, why people choose sets? Because it has the right tool for the right job. Comes with a built-in discount. It comes with free stuff, and it's much safer because it comes in a block or a tray. Now, if you're like most people, you probably don't go out and price find cutlery, which no
You gotta
problem.
stop there. All right, night and day difference. Okay, confidence, swagger in it, like he knows it. All right, I've quizzed Jed on this several times. Okay, so again, this is going to be something where everybody in key staff is going to get called upon. Like you are going to know your approach when we cover it, and if you don't, you got a week to get it down. If you don't, you're not on key staff, and especially in a sales management role, you might not have that title anymore either. Because when we quiz other people on it, we have to be able to hold them accountable to the same standard we're at. And we can't do that if we're not hitting the standard ourselves. Okay. So when it comes to feelings versus facts, pen and paper's ready. Whatever you're using to take notes, let's get it going.
Oh, and while we've got some free time, I was going to ask, are you putting Audrey on key stuff or no?
Depending on what she decides to do. Yes, because she's in a back and forth space right now on what she wants to do. So, Mr. Wallace, I know you're driving, so you're good. Jed, good. Molly, good. Cool. So, when it comes to discipline, we talked about this in the third day of training, the decision train, right? You can either let feelings drive your train, or you can let decisions drive your train. Either way, actions are in the middle, right? Either way, actions are going to happen. And when you lead by feelings, the actions that you usually take aren't the right actions. When you lead by decisions, usually the actions are the ones you need to take and you feel good for accomplishing it. This morning I was waking up. It is day 23 of 75 hard. And let me tell you, the hardest part of 75 hard isn't the drinking alcohol part. I was actually impressed with how quickly my body said, nope, we're not doing this. I had a dream the other night where I took a shot of tequila in it. And I was so furious when I woke up. And then I realized that, I'd actually woken up. Like, okay, cool. That was just a dream. Okay. It's really cool to see how serious I am about this right now. The hardest parts have been making sure I'm monitoring my sugar, making sure that, like, if I do enjoy something that, like, okay, it's Greek yogurt, right? Like, I was literally checking to see if my Greek yogurt was actually, like, within my tolerance of getting to enjoy Greek yogurt. That's how serious I am about this, right? The hardest part, though, isn't even the sugar. It's not the alcohol. It's not even the workouts. There's been nights where I didn't want to go walk the dogs at 11 o'clock at night to do my 45 minutes outside for my workout. The hardest part of this entire 75 hard has been the waking up. It has been the actually, even if I didn't go to bed at a decent time, knowing that my day usually starts at 9, 10, or 11 o'clock. And no matter what, I have to be out of my house by 8:15, 9:15, or 10:15, depending on the day. And so even when it's 6 o'clock and my alarm goes off and I want to sleep longer, all right, cool. I bare minimum could 30 minutes tops. If I sleep longer than 30 more minutes, like I shoot my foot and I'm going to miss my target for the day because I don't have time later in the day to do everything. So the discipline that's come from just knowing I have accountability to my team, I have accountability to my wife, I have accountability to every person I've shared this goal with has been the biggest driver for me. And it's been really cool to see how, even though I don't feel like waking up, like today is probably the most tired I've been because I went to bed last night at 1, got up at 6:30 when I actually got out of bed, and I was at the gym at 7. I was exhausted leaving my house, driving to the gym, starting my workout. But at the end of the workout, like, all right, cool. We got the workout done. Let's go. Keep going with the day. Went to my Rotary meeting. I was tired. Probably wasn't my best like networking day. But like, yeah, I still was there. I still made sure I was part of the group. I told a joke during our little humor moment. Like, I'm still trying to be on point. And so the reason that I wanted to talk about this wasn't just to talk about me and my 75 hard. It's to lay an example. Because when it comes down to it, just like I said, with knowing your script, if I'm not laying the foundational elements of what it is to be disciplined, how could I ever expect y'all to? If I'm not over here honoring my word, how can I expect y'all to? If I'm over here trying to cheat one little corner, even though y'all probably wouldn't even know, my integrity would suffer. And how could I expect y'all to do the things that y'all need to do in the moments when nobody's looking? And so when it comes down to discipline, understand feelings do not matter when it comes to establishing discipline. The facts are, did you work out twice a day? The facts are, did you make your 30 phone calls, 50 phone calls a day? The facts are, did you go to bed and wake up at a decent time when you said you were going to? Because at the end of the day, the feelings don't matter. And oftentimes we'll find ourselves trying to justify it, right? And there's people that are going to be your biggest cheerleaders for giving you the excuse out. Oh, just couldn't do it. I was so tired today. Oh, it's okay. You've been going hard for 23 days. Like, I get it. Like, you made it 23 days. Good job. Hell no. Like, no, there's no part of me that would accept that. I would be so furious. But again, there's some people that are okay with that. Oh, I was going to make my calls, but honestly, like, I just had this run over and then it was this time and I needed to still eat dinner and it was 7:30. And you know when else you could eat dinner? 9 o'clock, when you couldn't make phone calls anymore. And you know what sucks is there's been plenty of nights where I'm getting home at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it's like, I so want to eat dinner right now. But would I rather eat dinner right now and then walk? Or would I rather be done with my 75 hard for the day and then enjoy dinner? And there's times where I've picked both options. But again, discipline honors the facts of what we said we were going to do. So a couple of things I would say to make sure that we take note of as we're going through this process. Number one, what are your commitments? What are you committed to doing? What have you verbally told other people you're going to do? What have you told yourself you're going to do? What are those commitments for you? Second thing I think about, what are the excuses that could come up? For the alcohol one, for me, I have a wonderful bottle of Santa or Bonita Maria mezcal at home that we got coming back from Mexico. And let me tell you, this is the best mezcal I've ever had. It is so good. And it looks at me every single day from its spot in my cabinet. But guess where it gets to sit until June 6th. I'm sorry, June 7th, because June 6th is the last day. Yeah. Even Maria knows not to touch that bottle.
Did you tell Mike about your 75 part?
Mike? No. No, I haven't told Mike. Oh, but I might end up sleeping over. Or, oh man, I'm probably gonna end up going to bed late because I got home late. So, but man, I'm so sore. And what excuses could come up? Oh, but I have to make sure that I take my dog to the vet. Cool. Did you plan it? Or using it as an excuse? And then number 3 is accountability. Who can you tie into your goal? Who can you have hold you accountable? Who can you make sure that they know what you're working hard towards and why? Because if they just know what you're doing, they won't understand it. You're going to put yourself through that? You're making 30 phone calls a day? People are telling you no 8 out of 10 times if they answer the phone call, which, by the way, if that's an issue you're dealing with, please let me know because we need to fix that. You're going to listen to your dial tone go off for 40 minutes of phone calls with nobody talking to you? Yeah, because the other side of it is I book a nice 3 to 5 demos and then I do that 3 days in a row. And now I have 9 to 15 demos set up and whoops, I went and made $2,000 this week because I could handle rejection, because I could actually buckle down and do the work. But if they know why you're doing it, oh, well, I need to make sure that I have enough money to pay for school in the fall. Oh, well, actually, I'm actually going to be moving out on my own and I want to be not living paycheck to paycheck. I want to have my bills paid. And now, ladies. Oh, cool. So when it comes to accountability, I've had Mr. Steve, who a week before I started 75 Hard came to me. He's like, dude, it's simple. As soon as I get up, I go. If I don't feel like going to the gym one day, I just don't go. He's like, but it's not a choice of if I'm going to go or not. It's how do I feel? I have the commitment made that I'm going to go to the gym. I just might not go every day. In fact, I just took 2 weeks off because I just wasn't feeling right. And then I woke up one morning and all of a sudden it was bam. All right, cool. I'm back. Right. I have had enough rest for my body. And so now when I go to the gym and I see him, we take a selfie together. Like, yo, another day I caught Steve at the gym. Right. Because his words of I just wake up and go have literally lasted in my brain. So my boy CJ Parker at the gym. And this dude is big now. When I saw him, he was skinny. Like this dude was a toothpick. And now he is a tank. He's bigger than Raymond Knuckles. Like he's huge. And I was like, bro, like, oh shoot, man, you got big. He's like, yeah, I said if I had a kid or I got bald, I'd start getting really big in the gym. Both happened at the same time. Cool, man. Hey, I'm starting back. Today's day. At that day, it was day 22 in the gym. That was yesterday. And here's why I'm working hard. I've been in the gym consistently since COVID. I used to be big. I got small because of COVID. And ever since then, I've just not had discipline to get back in the gym. And I need something to actually kick my butt back into motion. So I'm actually looking forward to the fact that like when I finish 75 Hard, I will only work out in the gym 5 days a week and it won't be 2 days. Like I cannot wait for that. But that's why I'm working so hard towards this. So who's holding you accountable to what you want to achieve? And do they understand the why behind it? Because if they don't, when you have number 2, the excuses happen, they're going to be the first people to give you the out. So number 1, what are your commitments? Honor them. Jed, what's one of your commitments?
Showing up to office.
Yeah? How often and why?
Because I enjoy being here and I feel like it always helps me when I show up. And there's plenty of days I don't want to. But I just feel like coming here is more beneficial than it's not, besides my gas money. But yeah.
I love that, right? And what I love is like there's times where you'll just switch off into doing your schoolwork.
Yeah.
But because you're in work mode, you're like, cool, let me keep working. Right? Molly, what's one of your commitments?
Taking time to do something for myself every day because I didn't for the longest time I didn't prioritize me and I prioritized others. So it's like I'm very intentional now about taking time for myself because I know if I don't, I'll just get burnt out again.
Right? And what's the cost of burnout?
Not fun.
Yeah, right. Mr. Wallace, if you can't unmute, what's one of your commitments?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Perfect. To burn at least 2,000 calories a day, whether that be on an off day from weights going in twice and doing cardio, or cardio and weights only, but minimal amount burning at least 2,000 calories.
So 2 questions. How do you track it? Is it like a smart
I have a it's like an Apple Watch. They're called Whoops.
Oh,
W8. Yeah. And that tracks it pretty precise.
Nice. And then who holds you accountable to it?
Well, like in the summer, I go and work out with this dude named Gabriel, who is a big old bodybuilder type dude, does it for a living, has clients. So he pushes me in the school year. I guess my roommate, not meaningly, did he start, like, did I go to him and say, hey, hold me accountable? But it's kind of got to the point now where, when we both get done with our days or at round 3 or 4, he asked me daily, just to give me a hard time, but have you hit your 2,000 goal yet? There's been days where I haven't, and he's just been asking it jokingly, give me a hard time, and it's made me, go for a run or hit the Stairmaster or something like that.
So let me clarify this, right? There's a lesson here. So you have a hater that you use to fuel you.
Correct.
I love that, right? Accountability can look like a bunch of different things. You get to make up what you choose as far as your standard for accountability and how you let other people's words affect you. And you can choose if they beat you down or if it's the fuel that you need. So thank you for sharing, Mr. Jack. So when it comes to closing like a professional, well, any questions on the discipline talk? Any bright moments? Any revelations?
I don't know, I just need to think about what exactly I am committed to.
Oh, so I've started to make you think about what are your commitments. I like that. That's cool.
Makes me want to be more committed because it's like I've been doing them for a while, but it makes me want to like be more actually because it's like I've noticed differences and changes, and it's like I want to keep getting better. I don't want to backslide.
Amen. All right. That's good. That's good. So when it comes to closing like a professional, a couple of things. Number one, know your script. Like we cannot take this further without knowing your script. That said, I'm not going to set that prerequisite to do the rest of the talk, but know your scripts. Like if you know your scripts, you can focus on your customer. You can actually be confident in what you're saying. You're not, so this is, it's this, right? You know what you're saying. You don't have to think about it. So number two is listen to your customers, body language, listen to what they're saying, get the feedback from your customers. For instance, if I say, so Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm not doing my job if I don't ask you, like, would you like to go ahead and get your complete set today and get your free gifts? No, cool. Hey, no worries. First off, I can imagine wake up this morning expecting to spend, I don't know, $3-4 grand on a set of knives. So, like, if you don't mind me asking, is it too much money, too many pieces, a little bit of both?
Both.
Cool. Let me ask, are we talking like it would take food off the table, or it's like, hey, I just didn't want to spend that much money today on knives?
I don't know, just can't like afford it.
Yeah, no worries. First thing I'll say is my job is not to put you in a financial bind. Really just want to make sure that if you do decide to get Cutco, that you get exactly what fits you. So we actually have some smaller set options. Let me just show you how those work. Again, if you don't get anything today, understand that's completely fine with me. I just want to make sure that you get something you're going to love and use for decades to come. Cool?
Sure.
Okay. So from there, we drop down, right? So number two is listen to your customer and what they're saying. If he would have said, yeah, I mean, it's no brainer. Like we could do it. It makes sense to do it. I just don't want to spend that much money today. Yeah, cool, Mr. Jones. When you say that, like it's a no brainer, do you mean like it's a no brainer because you know you would use them, you'd love them, like they're in the budget, you like the choice? Yeah, I mean, all those boxes are checked. Okay, Mr. Jones. So like just to make sure I'm on the same page. It's one of my favorite questions, by the way, or statements. Just to make sure I'm on the same page. You like Cutco. Like you know that you would use these knives all the time. Yeah. Okay, cool. And usage is not an issue. Like you know that you would use it, you know, like every single day or 5 days a week, or oh yeah, like we literally entertain all the time. Okay. And like when you say it's in the budget, what's up, Ben? Grab a chair. And when you say it's like in the budget, are you saying like if we really, really wanted to, we could spend the money? Or like, hey, here's $3 grand, like we could do it. Yeah, no, we could do it if we wanted to. Cool. Well, I mean, you checked all my boxes, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Let me ask you this. Like, you like it, you would use it, you would afford it. It's not even a budget issue. Is there anything else coming up that you wanted to like spend some money on that you were planning on spending money on? No, not really. Cool. All right. And you like me, right? Like, we're good. We had a good time. Like, yeah, Brandon, you were great. Just didn't plan on spending $3 grand today. Cool. Hey. Well, here's kind of what most of my customers do. I'm giving you all a ton of tips on this, by the way. Here's what like most of my customers do when they're in this predicament. First off, like they've felt exactly how you feel. Like, hey, that's a lot of money to spend on a set of knives. And what's been really cool is that what they found is that after they've had their Cutco, especially the ones that didn't buy the full set outright, that started with like a piece or a smaller set, within a year or two, they're already upgrading to that full set. Now, I'm somebody who likes to make smart decisions with their money. And the price of Cutco only goes up. So if it was going to cost you more money later to pull the trigger, what would be different then than right now, outside of it being a first time, didn't think about it outside the demonstration decision? And so what's really nice here is we covered a couple of things. We heard our customer, we acknowledged their concerns, we verified their concerns. We also gave them a vision of what other customers have felt, what other customers have done. Feel, felt, found. Hey, I feel where you're at. Other customers have felt the same way. Here's what they found. Okay, it's called feel, felt, found. We then use logic to tie into the emotion, because the logic right now is saying, I don't want to spend $3 grand. Well, Mr. Jones, if you don't want to spend $3 grand, why would you spend $4 grand later? If it's not an issue right now for you to spend $3 grand, that just doesn't make sense, right? Help me make it make sense. And from there, we go through and we're going to ask again. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, here's the thing. You're going to spend the same money or more, whether or not you get this set today. So my job is to help you make the best decision for your family. If it's really not going to hurt the budget, can I make a recommendation? My recommendation is simply that you just start out today, instead of paying it in full, just do one payment. If you did one payment today, it's like $770 plus tax. You can get it in, try it out, use the pieces, see if they're the right fit for you. In most cases, they are. Most customers love about 10 to 14 pieces in the set, and there's a couple that they only use certain times of the year. But that way you can actually have your set in, you get to lock in today's pricing on it, you get to try it out, and if you want to pay it off early, you can. So that's one way, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. So, like, again, it sounds like it'd be the right decision, and it's not too much money for you to spend. Would you like to just spend the $770 today, try it out, and then pay it off later on whenever you're ready? So that's using feel, felt, found, and making a recommendation. The second way is the example from the video that I was watching earlier. Who's had an appointment where the husband was like gun-ho, wanting to buy it for the wife, but the wife was the one that was like, she didn't work, she felt guilty spending the money.
I saw you do one of them.
Right? So here's the deal when it comes to, you have one that's on board, one that's not. Okay. First thing is you have to identify who's going to get the most use out of it. Is it the husband that works that also cooks and the wife stays at home? Is it the wife that stays at home that cooks and also takes care of the family, but the husband works and makes all the money? Is it the wife that works and the husband stays home and he cooks and takes care of the family? You need to identify that. From here, you need to build the person up that is the one that's not sure about the decision. Again, you need to build the person up that's the one that's not sure about the decision. From there, you need to let them off the hook by conveying that, hey, whatever we do today is perfectly fine with me. If you decide to go ahead and do it, great, that's awesome. If you don't decide to do it, great, that's awesome. Either way, I want you to do what's best for you. And then number 4 is finding what is the best option for them. Actually helping through asking good questions and making sure we're on the same page. So here's how this sounds. All right, cool. So Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm not doing my job if I don't ask you. Would you like to go and get your homemaker set today? In the example that we went through earlier, the answer was yes, right? Like we wanted to go ahead and get that homemaker set. Cool, great, awesome. From here, this is called upserving. In other businesses, they call it upselling, but we call it upserving because it's getting them a better option if they're going to spend that money. And Jacob, watch that table because if you bump it, my plants will fall. Okay. Might want to stay behind Molly. So when we're in this motion, right? All right, so Mr. and Mrs. Jones, can I make just one recommendation that a lot of customers have like felt and found over time is just a way better option in the long run? Cool. So the price of Cutco is always going up. And I would honestly say about 80 to 90% of my customers that start with the basic set that you're getting usually will upgrade within the first year or two to the complete set because they love how much they're using their Cutco. And there's pieces that come in the complete set that aren't in the basic set. So what a lot of them will do is just go ahead and pull the trigger on the complete set, get everything that they would want, And what's really nice is they're not having to pay extra for a block or have to pay extra when prices go up. Now, what's really nice about this is you get this piece, and I'll sell really hard on the pieces that they're getting that they didn't get in their set. And when they ask the question of like, well, can't this knife do that? Well, Mrs. Jones, like every knife has a job. So when you have the complete set, this is actually what this knife is for. And here's the knife that you would try to do a hodgepodge of things with if you only had the basic set. So what's great is because you're buying it from me, we have the buy now discount. And so since you're going to buy this set instead, if you wanted to, you would actually get this and this for free. Like, what do you think about that? What do you think about just checking it off the list, not having to upgrade your set later, being able to have every knife that you'll ever need for the rest of your life, and at the same time, knowing that Cutco Brandon's your guy? At any time you need anything, you call me. And so that's one version of a serve I would do, right? They said yes, they got it. Okay. So from here is where the magic happens. So the gentleman that was, his name's Philip, that was doing this 3-minute just introduction of how he sold this complete, or this family, our kitchen from this complete set. The husband was full on board. I want to get it all. She deserves it. She stays at home. She cooks for the family. Everything's been covered. And so Philip takes the time to stop and he's just like, hey, so Mr. Jones, again, Mr. Jones is on board. Mrs. Jones is not. Mr. Jones, it sounds like you really want to get your wife this set. That way you can replace everything in the kitchen for her. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd love to. Awesome, cool. But it's safe to say she does like most of the cook. Oh, she cooks everything. Okay, cool. So, Mrs. Jones, what's your favorite thing to cook for the family? And he starts just building a rapport. Oh, well, I do this, and I do this, and I'll bake this. Right, making her feel good, get her emotions all nice. You're distracting, Molly.
Oh, really?
I was over here looking, I was like, what is she doing? From here, he'll turn back to Mr. Jones. Hey, Mr. Jones, what's the best thing that she makes? What do you enjoy most that she makes? What's the thing the kids enjoy most that, she makes? Oh, well, she makes this, and oh my God, it's my favorite meal that she makes. And the kids, they would eat up this all day long. And like, she's really a good cook. Like when we started getting together, like, oh, I wouldn't say that, but like we still eat the food, but like now she's an amazing cook. So Mr. Jones, it really sounds like you feel she deserves this. Yeah, honestly, like what she does for us, like this is nothing for what she does to us. Like this is so worth it. Awesome. And it sounds like the money isn't even your concern. Yeah, no, we could do that. Awesome. Well, hey, Mrs. Jones, here's the thing. I've had times where I want to buy stuff for my wife, right? And oftentimes, usually when we do that, it's from a place of love and like really knowing that our family members deserve the best. And it seems like Mr. Jones, again, what you do is invaluable. Taking care of the house, like these kids are blessed to have a mom that can stay at home with them. It seems like Mr. Jones is fully comfortable spending the money. So outside of the money, is there any other concern that you would have about going ahead and getting the full package today? And again, let me go ahead and let you know, like whether you just go with the knives for now or you do the whole kitchen, like it doesn't make a difference to me. I want to do what's best for y'all. But a lot of people will go ahead and do this set because of the savings they get versus buying it, down the road over time. So is there anything besides the money that had you just not confident about it? No, I don't want him spending that much money just on me. Mr. Jones, she deserves it. Like, this is something you really want to do for her. Mrs. Jones, would you let Mr. Jones do this for you? It seems like he really, really wants to. And boom, he closed a Cutco kitchen. So from this, couple of things is that you got to take a step back to take a step forward. Sometimes you have to drop out of the cell and build a rapport and bring back good energy and connect with your customer to reestablish trust, to reestablish that you're just trying to do the best thing for your customer. Because again, that's what's different here. We are not just salespeople. Our job done right is consulting. We are finding what is going to be the best fit for them in their kitchen for the literally generations of their family. But if you ever break the trust factor of it, well, now it's really hard to make a consultative recommendation because they don't trust you. I was reading in this book called Good Energy, and it talks about how doctors' relationship with patients is one of the most secured relationships when it comes to being a consultant. And it's because when somebody hears that they have cancer, you're not going to naturally know what your best options are. And so the person you should look up to is who? The doctor, right? And so the book actually talks about how biased the medical just system is in the US. And I hope YouTube or whatever doesn't ban me for this. But it talks about how if you go into any kind of oncology department, whether you need it or not, you're going to leave with a surgery. And so she talks about how her mom was going through having a stage 4 cancer and how because she has all these different certifications and she was a surgeon and all this stuff, how she called the doctor out and said, hey, so there's a 33% chance this extends her life, a 33% chance it shortens her life, 33% nothing happens, she's just in more pain. And so the doctor said, yeah, that's right. And so they denied the surgery, made them sign an AMA, meaning that she's declining the recommendation of getting surgery. And then from there, she went and lived her last 13 days with her family in a much better place because during COVID, families couldn't even go visit each other in the surgery room, right? So when there's no trust, it's hard to make recommendations and the person that you're talking to follow them. But when there is trust, it makes it very easy for them to follow recommendations. So you have to take that step back to reestablish trust sometimes to be able to close those bigger deals. What's nice is this works if you're just trying to sell 2 knives. Hey, I really just don't know, like it's more money than I've ever spent on knives before. And like, we probably just need to do some research to find the best like fit for how we cook if we were to do it. Who's heard that before?
I love that.
Right? You step back, you build a rapport, you come back in and you make a recommendation. And now your recommendation lands and they decide to get it. And all of a sudden, by the way, has anybody ever sold somebody one knife and then be so mad that they bought a knife from you?
No, literally never.
They just buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never happens. So build that trust through getting good rapport, not being afraid to step back from the sell to build the rapport, and then being able to go back in, make the recommendation and closing the sell, whether it be a couple of pieces, a set, or in Philip's case, it's a full Cutco kitchen. The other side of that is if you get really good at being a consultant, you make very high consultant money. Okay. So these are some thoughts that I had about closing up like a professional. Again, like you have to have your script down for any of this to matter. If you don't know what you're saying, it's not going to work. And then from there, you start with the process. You can either use Phil Felt Found, make a recommendation. You can use the step back approach after you get your upgrades or after you get your sell, stepping back to build more rapport to make a bigger recommendation if it makes sense. There are probably another 5 frameworks that I can walk through over time that if you go to a boot camp, again, shout out to boot camp. You make it a boot camp, I'm going to teach another framework in there. And then over the course of the summer, through certain champs clubs I run, I'll be running some more boot camps around closing like a professional. But I think the biggest thing that comes when it retains or when it pertains to being a good closer and like closing like a professional is repetition. And without the repetition, you can't build the experience to build the faith that you know when something works and when something doesn't, and the courage to be able to try these new things that we're talking about too. So thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways on closing like a professional. Let me hear what you got.
Makes sense.
Is there a way to talk to the customer to actually better phrase, way to phrase this is generating easily overcome objections from the customer a good way to build rapport? For instance, you know, you may not see much use out of the butcher's knife, but more accurately, how often do you cook or use watermelon when you're cooking? Oh, not that often. And is that because you don't have the right tool to make it an easy thing to prepare or something like that? Could you lead a question in that way, or is it better to mostly take the angle of what they provided you?
So there are sections to do that in.
Okay.
So like if it's in cooking rapport, it makes sense to ask questions to gain further insight. But as a pure rapport metric of trying to handle objections to build trust, it's no,
Okay.
never the case.
What if someone says they're scared of the knives? Like,
No.
they don't like knives and they're scared of knives.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been there. Bet you've cut yourself before, huh, Mrs. Jones? Tell me about it. What happened?
Well, one day I was trying to tear apart some bacon that was frozen, and next thing you know, my hand just slid down the knife, and it's history from there. It took me months just to be able to move my hand again.
I bet we learned not to try to cut frozen bacon, huh?
We did.
Yeah, right. Um, Mrs. Jones, first off, I understand the fear aspect. Couple of different things I think about, but I mean, none of them really matter. You have how you feel, right? I mean, let me ask, do you like living in fear of the knives? Like, do you like when your husband's the one that has to do all the cutting? Do you like not being able to do things yourself?
Kind of. I mean, I'm a bit of a fixer. I like to be active and like help be proactive and like making sure that things get done. And when I can't help with like prepping, it is frustrating.
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Jones, here's what's nice is like I can make you a promise that if you do cut yourself with Cutco, the first time will be the last time. I feel like you've already learned your lesson though. And when it comes down to it, having good knives in the kitchen's a lot better than just having dull knives. It's actually safer because you know they're sharp. You actually apply the force properly versus like trying to force something. And as you learn with bacon, making an accident happen when the knife just wasn't the right knife for the job or wasn't sharp enough. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So yeah, if you decide not to get anything today, like no worries. Like I got paid to be here. I got paid $30 just to show the presentation to you. But I feel like Cutco might be that little gateway back to you taking some independence in the kitchen. So is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So again, just connect with them, understand where they're at, build the trust, build the rapport.
Do you introduce the buy now bonus like even when you're first going through your spiel, or do you wait to provide the buy now bonus as incentive if they don't seem confident in getting the set?
So that's a value issue.
Mhm.
That I'll address first, right? So I'll make sure that we build value. Like they're gonna know these knives cost a lot of money and they're worth it.
Mhm.
That said, no. When I'm at a booth, I close on a complete set, full price.
Yeah.
But hey, by the way, since you are buying it today at the show, like I mentioned, we have show specials. So since I can kind of see that you're like thinking about it, you see that gadget rack over there? I have all my like 6 gadgets. If you were to pick 2 and they just magically fell in your box, what 2 would you want? Okay, so you like the pizza cutter, you like the Astro Scoop? All right, well, here's the deal. If you will do it right now, right, that way it's checked off the list, you know you have good knives for the rest of your life. And you get to hang out with Cutco Brandon. If like you knew it, would you just go ahead and pull the trigger now?
Why not? I want that can opener.
And so that's how I would close that. Make sure you don't close the Zoom, Kira. Great. Other comments, thoughts, questions about closing like a professional?
I'm good.
Cool. Mr. Wallace, any thoughts, comments, questions?
No, I did have a question, which is what Ben asked about if you could turn handling objections into an opportunity to build more rapport and build a stronger connection, but you already answered it.
Beautiful. So what was your biggest takeaway then?
Probably the 2 ways to handle like the sets where you said the taking a step back to take a step forward, building the connection again, like you talked about in the video of closing it when they're on the fence about it. And all that really boils down to is if you got to speak confident, so that they can have their trust and belief in you when you're telling them those things.
All right, all right. Anything else?
That's all I can think about.
Cool.
Just came up with another question. I've gotten this one a lot recently. What if they're like, oh, these are all cool, but I really just, it looks like too many knives and I just don't, I hate having things on my kitchen.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. First thing, a lot of my customers that are minimalists on their counter, they love how Cutco looks on the counter. Like if you're gonna have something on your counter, it needs to look amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cutco does. All right. When it comes to the pieces, honestly, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, a lot of people typically starting with Cutco come from using 3 to 5 knives total. And what happens is those knives are always dull because they're used all the time for the wrong job. So just like I mentioned earlier, it's having the right tool for the right job. So when you do have a slab of meat that you want to cut, you have a butcher knife. If you have chicken wings, you have a hearty slicer. Like you actually have the right piece for the right job. So I get it. What's really cool is the guarantee allows you to ship back any pieces you're not using and get a full refund for those pieces. But you get a way better deal for buying the set. And honestly, like 1% of my clients ever send back any pieces from their set. So, I mean, does that kind of lay that concern to rest, Mrs. Jones, or did you want to look at like a smaller option?
It's just like with the family set, I love all the knives, and same with the ultimate. It's just like the block is so intimidating. Like it's like I've never seen such a big block on my countertop before. Like
Mrs. Jones, I get it. Honestly, it looks huge. It's just a 9.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So, like, you know, the size of a sheet of paper, like copy paper.
yeah,
Yeah. If you literally go get a piece right now and lay it on your counter, that's exactly the size it'll take up.
okay.
Another line that I say is, I know it looks like it takes a helicopter to land it on your counter. Really, again, it's just a 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper. So, great questions.
I've got one more for you, Brandon.
Last question.
I have a customer who was interested in the knives, but it ended at no sale because he said he wanted to buy it as a gift later for his wife. That I didn't handle that objection very well. How would I go about closing that like a professional? Because I know that if he's interested in buying later, I can justify, obviously price only goes up is one factor, but is there other approaches beyond just price going up?
Yeah, step back to step forward, right?
Okay.
So, dude, I love that, Mr. Lorton. That's amazing. Dude, you're awesome. You're a great husband, man. I love that. When did you want to get it for?
Okay.
So answer the question.
You know, her birthday is coming up in end of August, so probably looking at August.
Nice, man. That's gonna be a great gift, honestly. Why did you want to get it for?
Well, I mean, we've had the same set since we got married. We've been married for about 22 years now, and those knives were great when we got them, but they're out of warranty. And I think I just want to get her a new set and something that looks great that she can use easily.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, give me a high five, man. I love that. That's awesome. You're a good husband. I aim to be like you. I try to do stuff like that too. So I mean, let me just go and say this. Your heart's in the right place, right? Totally get wanting to wait till it's like a little bit closer. I've already mentioned that Cutco goes up in price every single year. Probably won't even be a price increase by that point. So I mean, we might still be fine. Here's the thing. I have a goal that I'm trying to hit. I know that you want to get the knives for. Let me just ask you, it would make a difference. If I were to do something extra special for you, would you go ahead and just pull the trigger now? I'll do what I call my throw it in the closet special. And then that way you have them on hand, you're ready to go. You're not trying to order last minute or they not make it in time by her birthday. And like, if it did end up that she found it for some reason, it's the best early birthday present she could have gotten. Is that something you'd even be open to?
I wouldn't mind it, but we definitely have spring cleaning coming up, so I'm worried she's definitely gonna find it, and that would really be an issue.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Probably can't leave it in the trunk earlier. So, I mean, we have a couple different options there. I mean, one, get really good at hide and seek. Two, I can actually just ship it to myself, deliver it after we do the spring cleaning, so that way it's not a concern. I'm actually holding on to a couple of my customers' knives right now for similar reasons. They're building a house, so they didn't want to have a bunch of packages to be able to move and stuff. But yeah, I mean, would you be open to it if I gave you a crazy special deal? Just go ahead and pull the trigger now.
I mean, maybe. What kind of deal are you talking about?
So is that a yeah? Like we would want to do it if it was a good deal?
I mean, again, I'm more worried about it. Obviously, I don't want the price to go up, but if my wife finds it early, it means I got to go out and find her something else to surprise her with because I don't want her to know what she's getting early.
Yeah, I feel that. Mr. Jones, like if that's the case, we can package up an extra knife as a bonus item, and then we can send that one out later if she worst case scenario did find it early. So here's the thing: if you want to do it, great, awesome. I'm gonna take care of you. If you want to order it later, it will cost more, and that's okay. Cool. So I'd say this to Zach all the time when we talk, like it sells. Sometimes you get the yes, sometimes you won't. But that is how you handle it, right? I find out if the situation was right would you be open to the idea of pulling the trigger today?
Mhm.
Right? That's where we want to get to. Because you're going to get, after you clarify enough things, either a solid yes or a solid no. Right? I'm not going to sit here and play this little back and forth. Well, maybe, like, what's the deal? Now, Mr. Jones, like, here's the thing. I don't want to waste your time. Like, if it's not going to be making a difference, like, I respect that. Like, that's cool. But I don't want to sit here and make you a solid deal and, like, really do my best diligence to do that for you so that you can get it now and help me hit my goals and, like, take care of the wife for her birthday. If it's not going to make a difference, that's okay. So, like, is this something that you want to do today? If it were a good deal.
Right. All right, yeah.
So.
So we put positive pressure on a yes or no answer.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't care what you decide. Like, my job is to empower you as a customer to make a yes or a no decision. That's it. Okay. So, great questions. Again, this is on the recording. You can go back, you can script what we talked about. What's really cool with Zoom is it actually scripts a lot of this for us. So, if you go as I upload it to Zoom and watch it, there's a little chat box to the right that scripts everything that I just said if you didn't get it all down. But as I started out, your greatness should not be hidden to appease the insecurity of others. And what's really cool is there's going to be some people on YouTube that watch this that are going to be like, and I don't care. Because at the end of the day, what I've been through, these skills work. And there's a lot of different videos you can watch on YouTube, watch other professionals in the business, or go to other sales jobs that this experience changes your perception on how to be good at sales. So if you're going to be insecure about who you are, about what you know how to do well, you're not going to go far. Don't hide your greatness. Go out, be unapologetic about it. And what's going to happen, all of a sudden, you're going to start getting some good results. Okay. So I'm Brandon Phillips. This is the 865 Knife Knocks conclusion to the key staff meeting. And I already know it's going to happen because we've been working hard towards it. But we're going to do $1 million this year.
Damn!
I love this team, man.